Okay, here's the translation of the text into American English, aiming for clarity, naturalness, and reflecting the intended tone. The Bible doesn't just condemn boasting. It delves into its motives and various expressions, providing concrete examples to illustrate the dangers of this prideful behavior. Pride and conceit. Proverbs 16 verse 18 states, "Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." Oh, expansion. Pride isn't just a simple feeling of self-satisfaction. It's a blindness to one's own faults. A prideful person often sees themselves as the center of the universe, is unwilling to listen to others' opinions, and easily disregards advice. Oh, details. Destruction and a fall aren't limited to failure in work or relationships. They can also include moral decay, a loss of spiritual sensitivity, and a broken connection with God. Self-praise. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 18 says, "For it is not the one who commends himself who is approved, but the one whom the Lord commends." Oh, expansion. Self-praise is a futile attempt to attract attention and admiration from others. It stems from inner insecurity and a need for validation. Oh, details. The Bible emphasizes that a person's true worth doesn't come from empty self-compliments, but from their character, actions, and service. True recognition comes from the Lord, who understands each person's heart and motives. Boasting about material possessions. James 4 verse 16 condemns those who boast about future plans and their wealth. As it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. All such boasting is evil. O expansion. Boasting about material possessions reveals an attachment to fleeting, temporary things instead of focusing on eternal values. It also demonstrates a lack of trust in God's provision. Oh, details. Boasting about future plans is an act of arrogance because it assumes we have control over our lives and forgets that everything is in God's hands. Exemplis. A wealthy person bragging about their luxury cars, extravagant mansions, or lavish vacations. Humility as a cherished virtue. In contrast to boasting, the Bible encourages humility. Matthew 23:12 teaches, "For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted." O expansion. Humility isn't about being self-deprecating or belittling oneself. It's about having an accurate perception of your value and limitations, while being grateful for the gifts God has given you. O details. A humble person doesn't try to show off, but focuses on serving others and glorifying God. O examples. Moses was an incredibly humble man. Numbers 12:3. Even though he was chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. The Protestant perspective on boasting. Protestantism doesn't just oppose boasting. It actively promotes opposing virtues like humility, service, and gratitude. Jesus, self-humbling. Jesus Christ is the ultimate example of humility. Philippians 2:5-8 describes how Jesus made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. O expansion. Jesus' self-humbling was the ultimate sacrifice, giving up his exalted status to come to earth to serve and die for the sins of humanity. O details. Jesus' self-humbling is a call for every believer to follow his example, living a life of humility and service. Serving others. Jesus taught his disciples to serve one another. Mark 10 verses 43-45. Humility in word and deed. Protestants are encouraged to avoid boastful, arrogant words and instead speak words of encouragement, edification, and that glorify God. O expansion. Words have the power to build up or tear down. Humble words can bring hope, faith, and encouragement to others. Oh, details. Protestants need to be careful in their speech, avoiding lies, insults, criticism, or boasting. Instead, they should speak truthfully, lovingly, constructively, and in a way that glorifies God. Oh, examples. Instead of boasting about their achievements, Protestants can share their experiences to encourage others while expressing gratitude for God's help and the support of those around them. Society's attitude toward boasters. Boasting isn't just condemned religiously. It also elicits negative reactions in society. Admiration and envy. Some people may admire the success of a boaster, but simultaneously feel envious and dissatisfied with their own lives. Oh, expansion. Admiration can quickly turn into envy if the admirer feels they can't achieve similar success. Oh, details. Envy can lead to negative actions like gossiping, sabotage, or isolating the boaster. Annoyance and disdain. The majority of people feel annoyed and even disdainful toward boasters. Oh, expansion. Annoyance stems from the feeling of being belittled, disrespected, and manipulated. Oh, details. Disdain arises from recognizing the boaster's artificiality, insincerity, and arrogance, creating distance and distrust. Boasting can create distance between people, causing discord and distrust. Oh, expansion. Boasters are often seen as untrustworthy because they tend to exaggerate the truth and hide their flaws. Oh, details. Distrust can ruin relationships, cause isolation, and make it difficult to collaborate and work in teams. Consequences of boasting. Boasting doesn't just have negative consequences in social relationships. It also affects personal growth and one's relationship with God. Loss of trust and respect. Boasters are often seen as conceited, lacking humility, and untrustworthy. Oh, expansion. Loss of trust and respect can lead to missed opportunities in work, studies, and personal relationships. Oh, details. Boasters can be isolated, ostracized, and treated unfairly. Isolation and loneliness. Boasting can push others away, causing the boaster to feel lonely and isolated. Oh, expansion. Despite seeming to be admired and envied, boasters often feel lonely because they lack genuine and deep relationships. Oh, details. Loneliness can lead to depression, anxiety, and other mental health problems. Downfall and failure. Pride and arrogance can lead to downfall and failure. Oh, expansion. Boasters are often too confident in their abilities, don't prepare adequately, and are prone to mistakes. Oh, details. Failure can cause disappointment, loss of self-confidence, and difficulty recovering. Lack of God's blessing. The Bible teaches that God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Oh, expansion. Boasting can prevent people from receiving God's guidance, protection, and provision. Oh, details. Boasters can lose their spiritual sensitivity, find it difficult to discern God's will, and easily fall into temptation. Oh, examples. King Nebuchadnezzar was humbled by God because of his pride, Daniel 4. Conclusion. Boasting isn't just an unattractive behavior. It's a serious sin in God's eyes and can have negative consequences in life. Expansion. Boasting is an expression of pride, self-satisfaction, and a lack of gratitude toward God. Details. Believers are called to live a life of humility, serving others, and focusing on glorifying God instead of exalting themselves. Call to action. Examine yourself. Recognize the signs of boasting in your thoughts, words, and actions, and ask God to help you change. Encouragement. Remember that your true worth isn't found in your achievements, but in your character, actions, and service. Focus on loving, helping others, and glorifying God in everything you do. Hope this expanded version provides you with a deeper insight into the topic of boasting from a biblical and Protestant perspective. May you have a journey of discovery and applying these principles to your life. Amen.